I'm now turning to the junction of the A, and I'm going to use the same method as I did in the close-up lesson on the junction. I hope you've practiced that because I'm not really going to talk through it much. I'm just going to go and do it. So, start with my stop cut. So you can see that when you're following the method and you know what the thing looks like, that cutting that corner isn't very time consuming, and in fact it's very satisfying. What you do need to make sure is that this line here, all these outside lines, meet up, and I've got this little bit of a ding here, so this is where I'll use my flat gouge and just scoop that in a little bit there, because that won't be noticed, but this edge will. So that's the junction there on this side, and I can now have a look at the Zs. The difference between this junction and the A is that the grain is going in this direction. But it doesn't really matter because I'm still going to cut it in the same order from thick to thin, starting with my stop cut, which should be from about here. Now what can happen here is that I'm cutting against the grain in this direction because the fibres are going like here. So this is where this pulling like this, when I come to tidy up, is going to be really helpful. Pulling that edge down like this with the grain. So I can take now a second stop cut over here. Start removing some of this wood. Another stop cut over here. Notice where I've got to be careful because again the grain can tend to tear, so I'll come inside the cut, take the waste wood out as best I can, and then clean up by slicing. Like so. And sort of smaller gouge, so a chisel here. There's that ridge, nice and safe. So let's clean up around here, down into the end wall there, and then across here. So there's the ridge nice and safe, so it's just a matter of cleaning up these surfaces and making sure that these edges are right. And again, if it's not quite right, if I've got something that's a little bit of a junction between the two, I can take my very flat gouge and just shave that off. The other junction, of course, down the other side of the Z is exactly the same, and I'll do that from thick to thin in the same sort of way. So there's our ridge there. It's a little bit trickier than the A, but it's the same principle. As always, we're going to start our serifs with a stop cut, so from my midline down in that corner, feathering out, and on this way. Now you notice that this serif is tilted to an angle, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of wood off here because it's such a large letter, give me a little bit of room to move. And then the movement for the serif is with the tool down low like this, so that this corner here is in the root of the letter. I drop it onto the wall and then pick up that edge there, so there's that little notch at the top end. And I sink the bottom down as I lift the tool up. And this curve of this tool cuts the shape of that serif on that side. Now this serif on this side is a little bit different because it's so tight, because the whole foot is to an angle. So as I drop down, I'm going to have to wind this around like that. So there's the two sides of the serif. Now I'm going to turn it around so that we can see, or you can see, we cut this end wall more exactly. So I don't know at this moment, I can't quite see whether the grain is going in this direction or this direction from the top. So I'm going to make a few little pilot cuts, see what's happening. And on a small size letter, I just make a simple one, just a little to begin with. But here we are, it's going in this direction here. So I'll swap to something a bit bigger. That's where I'm going to start. That's where I'm going to start from here, and I'm going to push this down like so. So from there, tilting back at an angle, push down. So I'm trying to pick up this edge even as I run down that junction there. And that's about as far as I can go at the moment. What I need to do now is just clean this up. I don't normally do this, have to clean up when I'm doing a normal size letter, but on this sort of size it's more of a carving thing altogether. So let's swap to a fishtail. Okay, I'll just take that out there. So I'm still interested in getting this corner right down there deeper. And to finish off, I would try fishtail chisel into there, push that down, so there's that nice inverted pyramid. Now I can't get that really deep in there because it's too small, so I have to swap to skew chisel. Just take that out there. There you go. So this is down to a nice tight junction here, and down into this depression down the bottom, right down there. Let's make sure that's all clean. And the serif on the other side of the A is exactly the same, only just that little bit smaller. So now turning to the serif on the Z, with the grain going along in this direction. And if you recall, I've already put in a stop cut here and here in order to stop the fibres breaking forwards. So I would just check those stop cuts and I would pull this one back here. So this says a half serif, so there's no expanding bit on this side. So I just line that up, pull that back there, and then I'm now going with the grain, so the corner goes in the root. I drop the edge onto the wall and into where it starts, and as I come along I'm going to lift this handle up even as I go forward that short distance, like that. And that corner, you can see, has really pushed down into the bottom of the serif, and then line that up there. Oh, this is across the grain quite hard. Let me take a little bit off first with a mallet. So that's just a little bit of waste wood. So I would line that up like that. That's where my serif is ending. And then I push that corner down with my thumb and my thumb down like that, so that I'm going across the edge of the wood there, even as I drop down that junction there. And if all has gone well, that pops out, and look at that, it has. But I'll just make sure that's tied down there. And because it's a narrow letter, a rather narrow element here, it's not so deep. So that's how we do that one. And we're with the grain, so that's really easy on that one. This is across the grain here, so it's quite straightforward. The important thing is to get those stop cuts in originally to stop this breaking out. So the other serif is done exactly the same as this one. I've finished carving the letters now. What I'll do is I'll change the lighting so that will throw up different surfaces, check over my carving, make sure everything's clean and tidy and neat. I would say that you want to make sure that these serifs are sort of extending from the straights. They're not just looking as if they're stuck on. You really want to have the sense of this nice splaying. So when you've finished all that, you can remove the pencil lines with an eraser like this, or you can use a fine grit sandpaper, 240-320, and just finish off the surface, check everything over. And there are my bookends, A to Z.